Alrighty, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. I just realized I was muted. Good morning, folks. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. I just want to make sure everything's running smooth here. There we go. Just gonna double check all our streams here. Looks like the mic's looking good. Everything's looking okay. Disclaimer's already running for you guys to see. All right. And looks like we're all set. All right, let's get started. That's the disclaimer there for you, for your use, your protection. My name is Bojan Petreski. We'll be doing the Futures Now session today, utilizing TRADDICTIV technology on our Trade with UFOs channel. Um, my email and contact info is down below here. If you have any questions or comments about the session or anything, please feel free to use any one of these emails. All right, and this is the agenda for today. All right, so we're going to look at what the market environment is today. We're going to look to execute on new opportunities, and we're going to be managing those opportunities on our channel here. Just going through the, feel free to say hi or good morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you may be on the various channels that we're simulcasting this to. In the meantime, I just realized I don't have my our private stream open. So let me just get that open right now. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and open up the market climate here. So that way we can let that load while I'm joining in here. Wow, thank you TradeStation for loading so quickly. All right, it's when you want things to load quick that they don't, and then sometimes they do. Wow, look at that. Blew across the screen. Holy cow. All right, so crude oil, 3/4 of an ATR up. The euro, 2 1/4 ATRs up. ES, 1.5. GC, almost 2. NQ, 1 3/4. RTY, 1.5. YM, 1.5. All right, natural gas. Here we go. We got two that are actually nearby. Natural gas and the US 30. Let's go ahead and get those opened up. So, in the meantime, just explaining here, we are looking for something that is a confirmed climate, a sensible long or a sensible short climate that's going to give us the opportunity to enter a trade while we're looking, while we're here in this session. All right, so natural gas 60 and the US 60. Okay, there we go. We're all set across the board here. Let's open this guy up too. There it is. All right, looking good. Hey Jeff, okay, crude oil futures. Sure. I just did the commentary on it about 15 minutes ago. That obviously that's not going to post until later, but we can actually open up crude oil because if we don't have any opportunities to trade anything else, we're going to open up crude oil and do a quick analysis on it. All right, so let's first of all make sure we're trading the right contract here, which I know for a fact is not. So for the US 30, we're going to be looking at the December contract. So we're going to open this up. This is just based on volume. That's where it will go over to. So we got USZ 21. I still can't believe that we're almost, we're in the last essentially quarter of 2021. Time is flying, folks. Time is flying. All right. So this is the 30-year note. Just off the bat right now, I'm going to tell you we don't have anything right now, but we are seeing a bit of a drop happen right here, right at the moving average. As you see, it's 163. This is 162.98, so it's right on it. If this drops a little lower, right, or on any one of these time frames, there's a pretty good chance that it's going to create a UFO somewhere. All right, so that's what we're looking for. But in the meantime, I just want to browse through the opportunities that were flashing because they were actually kind of close to the moving average. Okay, let me just double check. Are we on the V contract on the energies? I think we are. Yeah, we're still on October. Okay. All right. So let's set this up and see what we got. All right, and then of course down here too. So there is a near sensible long opportunity. 5.279 was the moving average. And interestingly enough, there was actually a UFO right here that I believe met the criteria for entry. However, by the time we got everything loaded and everything, we that UFO disappeared. So that tells you two things. Number one, opportunities present themselves, and sometimes you'll miss them. And number two, the software that we're utilizing, the AutoUFOs, the proprietary and patented technology behind these flying saucers, these unfilled orders, is reactive to the market movement, right? So just because it painted unfilled orders here doesn't mean that that should just stay there and wait for us to get filled and then, run the other way. That means that there was a lot of market movement in this area that those orders did get filled. Okay, so now we're just watching and waiting to see if perhaps another one will form. If there's, either like a jolt to the upside or whatever the case may be. And then, but if we don't see that, that's okay. It's quite all right. Looking at natural gas, so we're going to do a quick analysis since okay, there we go. That was actually kind of what I was expecting. Um, Now I just want to see maybe this candle to close and create a new UFO somewhere here. Let's just wait and see. There it is. Let's just make sure it meets the criteria. 282 is the bottom of it, and moving average is currently at 281. Oh, that's just that's just sad. And the reason why I say that because it's a tick off the moving average. So this UFO does not meet criteria, and a tick off is still not within it. So what we're looking to do, right? What we're looking to achieve here is have a very extremely precise plan and execution, and that is the following. We're looking at our climate. The climate is confirmed. It is an up climate. It is the fourth one out of typically 9. So we're not late to the party. We're not too early to the party. We're right when it gets, interesting. What we want, obviously, is that for that climate to be confirmed, and then we also want this lower time frame. As you see, that's a very common time frame, right? 60-minute time frame. We want the moving average, which is currently at 50 to 80, to be enveloped, meaning inside somewhere, right, in this UFO. Unfortunately for us, the moving average is actually right here. It is literally, as I said, a tick below, actually 2 ticks below right now, the bottom of our UFO. As you see, both of these UFOs, 5.287, 5.282, that's a very small UFO, first of all. That's only 5 ticks, right? Which is, it's fine, it's takeable, should the moving average meet it inside, but it is not, and therefore not takeable. UFOs are gone. That's that for this one. All right. In the meantime, let's just double check all the channels here. Okay, no other requests. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at crude oil futures. There we go. There, it's actually coming down quite hard now. All right. That would have been a stop out, and not just that, but a new red UFO has formed, and we're now trading below the moving average. So we're going to come back to this. Actually, we can't come back to this because it's an hourly time frame. There's a good chance that nothing will come out of this, so let's go ahead and open up crude oil. I believe crude was sensible on the 15-minute, so we're going to open it up on the 15-minute. Okay, there we go. Crude also coming down with natural gas. Typically speaking, they do move in the same direction, more or less. Sometimes they know to be. Um, oh my God, this is actually fairly close. I just need these charts to load. Come on, crude. 93, 94 is the current price. Moving average at 70, 89. So we're talking 4 ticks away, 3 ticks away. That it is. I just don't know why it's waiting for this data for so freaking long. All right. I'm going to go ahead and close this because nothing will come out of this, just to save on some computing power. Okay. Crude reacted strongly off of there. I don't know if it came close to touching or not. Not sure what the deal is here. Everything's fine. I don't know what's the data it's waiting for. I'm going to take these out, see if I can help it out somehow. But it is just not. All right, there it is. Okay. Not sure what that was about. Let me just double check. 89 bars back. 89 bars back. Everything's fine. All right, so do we have a trade though? That's most importantly that we need to take a look at is do we or do we not have a trade? All right, as of right now, we are in a confirmed up climate. Moving average is at 88, and that coincides with this UFO. So we do have a trade heading in on 89 right there. Now, okay, this is not exactly the easiest trade to take, so I'm just going to move this down a little bit to 88 is the moving average actually, so 88 is the proper entry. The problem is our stop loss will have to go way down here at 62. All right, actually not even there. My God, no, this is, I'm going to close this, folks. This is not good. Look at this. So going in here, right, let's say 88, 89. I kind of rushed this one because I thought I might have some time to go through it. But going in here, your stop would need to be below 39. I mean, we're talking risking, what is it going to come up to be? Like, let's say if this was 40, 80, that's 480 bucks, 400, close to 500 bucks per contract. Okay, that's just not a trade I'm willing to take right now. If we were going in for like a bigger swing, if this was like a 240-minute time frame, and we're saying, all right, we're gonna swing this all the way up to like 80 bucks or something, where your risk to reward might be 7 to 1 or something like that, then sure, let's take a big risk position like that. But when we're trying to do a trade on a 15-minute time frame and trying to risk $1,000 for a trade, it's just not going to not going to be worth it. So um, the reason why is I will explain it right now. So as I said, if our entry was up here, right, the way our plan is, if our entry was right here at 88, where I was, right, 89 actually, our stop needs to be at least below this UFO at 77, right? I'm sorry, 75. Well, 75 is within this UFO here. So we got to go below 63, meaning 62. That means our stop is already, about 300 something bucks per trade, per contract, just a little under. Okay? Then, but when we put it at 62, that's within this UFO up here. So that means we got to go all the way down to 38 for our stop to be at 38. That, like as I said, on a 15-minute time frame when we're microscopically going in here, surgically going in here, it's just not worth it. So obviously it's reacting properly. If you took it, you're making some money, you're happy, you're thinking this fool is out of a winning trade. I mean, that's okay. You're fair to think that. I look at my risk to reward ratio surgically. We can't be taking massive risk trades like that on a small time frame, like a 15-minute time frame, right? So if you are in this trade, you've probably got your uh, gold bar opening up over here nicely, so that's good for you. I'm gonna miss out on it, and that's okay. All right, so crude, that was for crude. Okay, so, and look at that. The 60-minute is actually unconfirmed on crude, and the 240-minute is actually a hopeful, meaning we've been in an up climate for some time now. So I would definitely exercise caution with this one. Okay. Wow. Pretty blank slate. I was really hoping for an update to the climates right now, actually at the 9:15 mark, 6:15 my time. But unfortunately, we just don't have anything. So I'm just gonna go and look it up at the indices and take a look and see what's going on, like with the ES and NQ on the 15-minute, and actually the 60-minute is closer. So I'm gonna open up the ES on the 15 and on the 60-minute and take a look and see what kind of analysis we do. Obviously, markets opening in 13 minutes. Typically speaking, we have a lot of movement coming in. So when the market opens, and then this is also very important, we are on the Z contract, so make sure to be trading the right contract. As you see, I'm still on the U on this one, so ESZ21, and same here at ESZ21. I think something might be wrong with my TradeStation because it should never take this long to load this data. I don't know why it's doing it, but here we are. All right, I believe this move happened because of the news, which, if I'm not mistaken, we went over in the morning. Yep, it was CPI. So all I'm seeing is a bunch of red numbers, and somehow the market's still moving up. Go figures. Why you shouldn't always just listen to news and trade off of the news, right? Sometimes things that just don't make any sense are happening, and that's what it is. All you have to trade is the reaction off of the news. You can certainly try to trade fundamentally, but just me being a little more cautious is, you know, I would say definitely go along those lines. All right. I'm not sure what the issue is here. Let's try to close these out again. See if that helps it, but I've never experienced. Okay, cool. I've never experienced these charts not loading like this before. It's really strange. All right, let me. I may need to close TradeStation for a minute, guys, just because this should not be happening, and I don't know why it keeps asking me to do this. All right, let's go ahead and open up TradeStation again and see what's going to happen here. It's already in use. All right, let's give it a good shutdown. I opened it too fast. Yep, it's still in my processes. All right, let me just take care of this stuff here manually. All right, I think we're good. Okay. Open it up. Sorry about that. I'm not quite sure what the issue was there, but it happens. I have a monster of a computer, but sometimes things just don't work, and nothing else to say there. All right, so I'm going to open up the short-term time frames and both the ES charts and see if we got anything better. Jeff, did that make sense? The analysis I did on crude oil on the 15-minute time frame. We can certainly look at it on the higher time frames too, but the 60 wasn't confirmed, and the 240 was already hopeful, meaning it was already kind of past its point of, higher probability trading. Could it still work? Absolutely, but because it was, already in hopeful territory, it was, kind of a. I understood what was already going on just because of the fact that it was in hopeful territory. Right? It's been running for 14 240-minute candles, right? And it typically goes up for 8. So, yeah. Still moved up nicely, 7109, 7107, still moving up nicely if you took the trade there. But as I said, that was just extensive risk trade. I had absolutely no interest in taking that off of a 15-minute time frame. Um, let's see what's going on with our good friend, the ES. All right, so we're going to open up in about 7 minutes from now. Current price is at 44.75. And we do have our moving average at 44.6801. It is currently the third 15-minute time frame up out of typically 6. So we're, again, not late to the party at all. The thing with this one is, we can certainly, put our entry up here at 44.69. However, as price shoots down and the moving average goes up in about 7 minutes, because, they're going to meet somewhere, right? We could certainly take it up there because we have this UFO as well at 44.6875, right? Our stop would have to be at 44.5825. And the reason why is because the stop has to be in the white space below the UFO that you're taking to the long side, or if you're taking it to the short side, the stop needs to be above the red UFO that you're taking. So in the white space. Now, as price is moving up, it's also moving the moving average up, right? So right now the moving average is about here somewhere. So right now it's just going like this. All right, that's where the moving average is. Now, should price, come down, right? It's also going to take the moving average with it. So that's the advantage of kind of, anticipating this is if this were to happen, they're still going to meet in a UFO. So this trade is valid to take. So I'm going to put my entry here. However, if you are taking this, with live money, again, this will also be a bit of a higher risk trade. We're talking, close to 10 points on the ES, actually, if not a little bit more. So the top of this UFO is 44.6875. So 44.6875 is right there. As I said, our stop, we need to go to 44.5825. All right, so we're talking, as I said, 68.75 minus 58.25, 10.5 points, right? That's not chump change. So 10.5 points at 44.6875. So our first profit target needs to be at 44.7925. So let's go. So 79.25 is at the very top of this range. So, I mean, could that work? Absolutely. Um, Absolutely could work. So let's take a look. So 44.79.50 is that exact? Okay, it's not letting me chart trade for some reason, so we're gonna have to drag it along. Top of that range right there. Now for the second target, I'm just gonna slide this up here. For now, um, for the second target, we're gonna look at the auto UFOs on this larger time frame, right? The 15-minute time frame, which is a common time frame, and lo and behold, we have a UFO up there at 44,511. So 44. I'm gonna take this there wherever I moved it and go 44. Sorry, 4511, not 40. 45. Oh my God, 11. That's why I like chart trading, but for some reason it's not working here. For some, it stops. Okay, so that's the trade setup right there. Now, obviously, if I were you, you can certainly take it like this, or you could take it with the micros, just to kind of be part of the action. Because again, as I said, we're talking, 10 points on the ES. So there it is. Yeah, there was something wrong going on. I didn't see the event log. It usually pops up on my main screen down here, but now it pops up on this screen. So looking at this right now, we're simply waiting to see what's going to happen once the market opens. The 60-minute time frame, 44.66, very similar to the entry point, but no UFOs in between. So nothing to do on that one. All right, so right now, no changes on anything. Oh, looks like heating gas is a sensible short, 6 out of 7. Let's go ahead and open that real quick. I'm sorry, not heating gas. I keep saying it's copper, not heating gas. It's just HG immediately makes me think of heating gas, but it's actually copper. HG on the 240. Heating gas. HO, I think, has a heating oil. All right. Crude oil is alerting, but I believe that's just from the same trade that we saw earlier. Natural gas going below the moving average there. All right, 1 minute to the open. Let's take a look at copper and see how we're doing on copper. Okay, copper is coming down. However, yeah, the moving average is close by, so 35.85, but there's no UFOs there, and we're still waiting for data. This is a little bizarre. I don't know why. I have not touched my settings at all, so we'll see. All right. Well, the ES is going to be opening up soon here. All right. Are you guys with me here? Are you following along? Everything's okay, or more or less, not so much? How's it going? The market's open, moving a little higher. This up here is the Globex, if I'm not mistaken, 44.79.5. Why I'm popping as hopeful. The Russell looks like it took a bit of a dive. Okay. ES looking the same. All right, copper finally loaded, so let's see if we got something on copper. 35.75 is the moving average. So that's actually right up here in this UFO. This could potentially work actually, but yeah, let's see. Looks like the ES is pushing a little lower. We are still in a confirmed up climate, fourth one out of typically six. So we definitely still have room. 44.69 being the moving average. Our entry, 44.6875 is okay, mainly because if price does move lower, we're going to be looking at what's it called? We're going to be looking at a lower moving average because obviously as price moves down, so does the moving average. So that's our trade setup. We're going to see if it gets executed on or not. And then we'll go from there. All right, copper is still moving lower, testing a UFO right now. Looks like we might get filled on this ES drop, which would be nice. Now, my hope is that this, tests a little bit deeper into this UFO, and then we see another pullback up. What I hope doesn't happen is a full retest off of the origin of this move, which is down here. If that's the case, obviously it'll stop us out, and it is what it is. But we'll see. All right, that's the current plan, and the plan says that's what we're supposed to be doing, so that's what we're doing. 60-minute on the ES is still looking the same, not much change. So copper at 35.69, to get in at 34.24 would be the more aggressive, or a little bit more conservatively right here at 34.95. So that would be, oops, that's not where it is. What the heck? At 34.95. So 34.95, which is quite some ways away. 34.95 would be that, with a stop above 3600, so 3605. So something like that would be the entry and the stop placement for copper. And then, of course, the T1 would be, 1-to-1. So, all right, let's see. ES still kind of shifting around in this. I mean, it didn't break these lows here from where it's trending up to and down to, but interestingly enough, it's actually making an attempt to the lower side. We're going to see if it's actually going to come down or not. Looks like silver is giving us an alert. This is kind of doing that. And the low of these, so as long as that gets broken to the downside, this actually might be, could qualify for a breakout trade to the downside. But right now we are actually about to get filled onto the upside, so let's see how we're gonna do. Come on, yes, don't tease us like that. It's been so many times that it's come close to our entry but never actually filled. So the low, what was the low here? 44.69.5, and we're getting in at 75. So 1, 2, 3 ticks away. It came 3 ticks within the entry. It's already moving higher. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. Crude has gone lower again to the below the 71 mark. Natural gas on the 60-minute and RTY on the 60-minute. Let's take a look at those. Now we looked at natural gas, but natural gas on the 60 and RTY on the 60 as well. RTY, the Russell's just moving on up and down all kinds of ways. Look at that huge spike. Oh, but that's the U contract color. Still did something very similar on the Z contract too. Natural gas. Okay, 52.82. That's actually this UFO here. So starting at 290. All right. Yeah, looking like a trade here. 5.29. Fourth candle up out of typically 9. So 5.290 right there. Stop down below at 261. This one's kind of higher risk too. We're looking at 290 minus 261. That's 29 ticks per contract, 290 per contract. So this should be at 319. Move this guy here. And then go further up and find our T2. We open up the larger time frame down below. And take a look and see if there's anything above. There isn't. So we're just going to go ahead and cancel it. Ooh, look at that. It's actually coming close. I'll cancel this one. It's only a couple of ticks away. My God, 2 ticks away. Is it going to do the same thing that the ES did? Come close and not fill? Won't be the first, won't be the last. I'll guarantee you that. Come on, that gas. Give us a trade here. Again, 3 ticks, 2 ticks away. Dancing around us here. Wow. Moving up. Definitely imbalance between buyers and sellers here. We have movement, that's for sure. All right, Russell is still waiting for data. Oh, looks like we got filled. Most likely not gas. All right. Yep, we got filled. All right, folks. So that's going to be that for the, obviously this is the first trade and we're well past the half-hour mark. Looks like the ES is about to fill too. Just making sure we're still in an up climate. Still in an up climate, so we're looking good. And there it is, that 1,050 that I just said. It's definitely already a nice pop on the ES. Okay, shooting a little bit lower, a little bit higher. That's okay. Nat gas popping higher too. So overall, looking pretty good. The setups are there, everything's there. So guys, just make sure to manage them, or if not, just switch over to the private stream, as I will be switching off the public streams and heading on to the private stream.